Hi, I'm Alan Brady. You remember me from the Alan Brady Show?
Yes, if Alan needs any help.
Shut up, Mel.
Yes, sir.
Shut up, Mel.
Shut up, Mel. Yes, sir.
I had the best TV writers on my show. Rob Petrie, Sally Rogers,
Hey, I got it! Don't anybody move!
and Buddy Sorrell.
Well, how you moved, I forgot it!
On the Dick Van Dyke Show here,
Alan, if you're...
Shut Up, Mel, on MeTV.
Weeknights at 9:30, 8:30 Central on MeTV.
What's the matter with you?
Hello, I'm John Malos, and welcome to Connect with me live on the showroom floor at Ventura TV on this Friday, a couple of days prior to Veterans Day that falls on a Sunday this year. Today, in the studio live, we want your phone calls because we've got Bill Dietzel. That's right. He is in our studio as our guest today. He's a Chief Master Sergeant, United States Air Force, 559-265-4331. Back with your phone calls and Bill Dietzel in a moment.
Tonight I want to discuss the importance of the television medium to the American people.
And there's no doubt this is a very special weekend coming up as we honor all of our veterans across the nation, across the world, those who are still alive and still with us, and all of those who have gone before us. And I have a list right in front of me right here that I got off the internet last night, and just thousands upon hundreds of thousands of United States soldiers killed during military action over the course of how many years, how many generations. From Iraq to Afghanistan to the Civil War to World War II, back to the War on Terror. So many thousands of people that we have to honor and to remember this coming weekend. And every time I think of Veterans Day, I obviously think of my own father who served in World War II. I have his military uniform. He was a sergeant in the Army. I have his original uniform that he wore back in the 30s and the 40s when he joined the military and was initially stationed in Denver, Colorado, where he met my mom. And I honor my father and all of those military people that put their lives on the line to protect us, not only here in this country, but abroad each and every day. I want to take you to the videotape because this coming weekend, this Sunday, you are going to see that man. He is on the front cover of Veterans Magazine. His name is Bill Dietzel. He's a Chief Master Sergeant, United States Air Force. He was in for 24 years. He flew in the Korean War, 36 combat missions in all. Count them. Amazing. 16 medals, Presidential Citation, Air Medal, Vietnam and Korean medals. I mean, the list goes on. Bill will be here to tell you himself, but here's Bill right now.
Welcome to the many countries that are watching for the first time how we honor our veterans in the United States. My name is William E. Dietzel, United States Air Force retired, and I am proud to be a veteran of the United States military.
And live in our studio right now, we are proud to have him here in our studio live here on Connect with Me. He is Chief Master Sergeant Bill Dietzel, United States Air Force. Your phone calls are very important. If you're a veteran, if you want to join the military, hey, maybe give Bill a call here. He can give you some advice on how to enlist and protect us and our country, not only here, but abroad. It is a proud thing to be able to serve your country. And we are going to take your phone calls at area code 559-265-4331. Veterans Day is around the corner. That means one thing, the downtown parade. We're back in just a moment.
Ventura TV Appliance Center. We're the save energy, save time, save money place. The Energy Star qualified #1 rated high-efficiency Cabrio from Whirlpool Place. You heard right. Right now, save big on select Whirlpool Cabrio laundry pairs and pay no interest when paid in full within 6 months. At the hometown low price, think outside the big box place. Since 1951, Ventura TV Appliance Center. We're working hard to be your place.
and a very special program today as we honor those who have served, all of those who are still with us. A guy like Bill Dietzel, Chief Master Sergeant, United States Army. Sir,
Air Force.
I mean Air Force, I apologize. Sir, it's a pleasure to see you and pleasure to have you here.
My pleasure.
We
If
honor
I knew you were going to have me on this program, I would have worn my uniform.
Well,
Honest
that's
God.
okay. How about next time?
Next time we can plan on that one.
Oh, my goodness.
Absolutely. It's always a
gracious.
pleasure to come on your program.
Right.
Always.
Oh,
Talk
it's-
about our veterans.
Yes, I know. And I was talking earlier about my father's uniform that when he passed away, I opened up what he called a trunk, but you called it a locker. It's a locker, right?
It's a locker.
I mean, that uniform was in pristine condition from the 40s. It looked like he had just gone to J.C. Penney and gotten it off the rack. Amazing.
What a wonderful memorial memory for you to have that uniform from your father.
And I'll pass it on to either my daughter or my son, because who knows if they may enlist. I don't know.
We never know.
No, we don't. Hey, I want to turn you around because this Sunday I'm excited, and I'll be watching on KC24 this coming Sunday. I think it's the 93rd Veterans Day Parade. Is that right? Here
That
in
is
Fresno?
correct.
Okay, let's turn around, Bill, and we can talk and look over the video here. Talk into the microphone, if
Gotcha.
you will, so people at home can hear you. And this is last year's parade, courtesy of our friends over at KC24. What are we looking at here?
This is the opening ceremony where Ray Ramos is blowing taps at this point. And what we're doing is preparing to do a flag presentation to a Purple Heart recipient. And as we come up here, you see the guy saluting. In the background, we have the VA color guard in here. We have the Post 8900 that'll fire the rifles, and of course the American Legion. Over the top of the reading of folding of the flag here, I am reciting a poem that I wrote called "The Sea of White Crosses." And it's just a amazing thing because when you get into it and you hear the Sea of White Crosses, see the folding of the flag, and then over the top of that, Ray Ramos is playing Amazing Grace.
What's the history of the precise folding of the United States flag?
Well, there's 13 folds in the flag. Each one has a representation of a particular situation that had to do with that flag. I don't remember them all, but that is exactly what they're doing with the flag. So when it's folded, also at the end of
That's Mayor Swearingen there.
That's right.
Yeah.
And this is the lady that last year, I said Purple Heart, that was year before. We presented this to the Stanislaus Forestry Department. And because last
your
year,
back around.
last year we had the national Christmas tree in the parade. And it went from here to Washington, D.C.
Yes.
So it was just a great thing to have that in there. So I was going back to the flag. When the flag is completed and folded, they will reach down and get the remaining cartridges, 2 of them, and place them inside of the flag in remembrance of that sacrifice that soldier gave.
Veterans Day is on Sunday. If you want to call in and talk to Bill or ask him a question, we encourage that. Area code 559-265-4331. We're talking about Veterans Day. Chief Master Sergeant, U.S. Air Force. What does this parade mean to you, Bill? 93rd annual.
Every day in my life is Veterans Day. Every day. This is the 12th year that I've been the chairman for the largest Veterans Day parade on the West Coast. This year, the remembrance of those last 12 years, what we have accomplished going from about 2,000 people in the parade to 9,000 people in the parade. There's about 40,000 people that are on the street to see this. Plus 50,000 that's on KC24 that's watching it.
All right.
So it's wonderful.
We got a phone call. Let's take it and see what's going on. Good morning. You're on Connect with Me. How are you?
Good morning, and thank you to your guest for his service. I would like to ask, I'm 50 years old now, and it seems like since I was little, we've never done enough for our veterans as far as health care once they get out of the service. I want to ask your guest, does he feel like that has improved over the last maybe 20 years, or do we still have a long ways to go? Thank you.
Well, that's a very good question. I'll answer that because here at the VA hospital, which I frequent constantly because I happen to be one of the recipients of the Big C, and I go over there and my treatment is excellent. I can only speak for the last 20 years. When I moved here from Santa Cruz to Fresno, I first came here, the service was not what I call peaked out, Mr. Al Perry came in 14 years ago, changed this all around. Today, we have an outstanding medical personnel over there. The PR is excellent. Anything and everything that you want is at your fingertips. They're doing an excellent job at the Department
Is it
of
Al
Motor
Perry? Is it Al Perry the reason that facility is outstanding?
It is absolutely with Al Perry because, number one, he was voted, this particular facility was voted the #1 facility in the United States because of everything that he has come in and accomplished. And so we're very proud of that. And keep in mind that this hospital serves almost 800 to 1,000 people a day, every day of the week. Well,
Amazing.
not Saturday and Sunday, but it is.
Right.
It's marvelous. And it ranges all the way from down at Kern County, Bakersfield, down to the Grapevine, all the way to Stockton, over to the coast, and up to the mountains.
I want to mention to our viewers, I hope you don't mind, you do have lung cancer.
I have lung cancer. I have stage 4 lung cancer. I have bone cancer. I've now had 3 treatments of chemo. Today, I'd look at me. I'm vertical, and it's wonderful to have. Looking towards the Veterans Day Parade this weekend, which I'm opening and emceeing.
How long have you had the lung cancer?
Started a year ago, and it was by a fluke. I had an aneurysm, and so they went and took an X-ray and spotted a little small dot on my pelvic bone, and they instantly said, we need to take another picture at it. So from here, I went up to Palo Alto, which is the big VA, in San Francisco, the big VA, and they did a PET scan and a bone scan and came back, and a good doctor gave me the news that I had stage 4 cancer in my lower lobe of my left lung, and I have all over my body.
Survival rate is going to be
survival rate, well, they give me 9 months to a year. I deny that, so. You know, I'm in denial when I'm saying it's going to.
You're going to be around another 90 years.
I have to be. I have to. I got a lot of things that I'm not done doing yet.
Yeah, you're too stubborn to pass on.
And loud too.
I wonder if that helps. I guess
does.
it does. It does. Yeah, I guess it does. You know, my dad was, God rest his soul, and my mother too. He was 92 when he went. So
hey, he had a nice long one.
You got a long way to go, Bill. We're here with Chief Master Sergeant, United States Air Force, Bill Dietzel, the one and only. You're going to see him at the parade this coming Sunday. Please call in, 559-265-4331, a special program honoring our veterans here in the United States and abroad.
Weeknights on MeTV. Who loves you, baby?
You shouldn't ask.
It's Kojak.
Well, it sounds like music to my ear.
On MeTV.
Look at me.
Why do we love him?
Maybe it's the way I comb my hair.
Or maybe it's his trusty right-hand man.
More bite? Crocker! Crocker! Crocker!
Kojak!
Well, I just wanted to hear how it sounded.
Telly Savalas' Kojak.
Story of my life, baby.
Weeknights at 12:30, 11:30 Central on MeTV.
Who loves you?
You know, if you have a loved one who served in the military in any one of the wars that has that has taken place over the course of time, so many generations, perhaps hundreds of years, and they're nearby at a cemetery, go by there and plant the American flag and stand over the gravesite and say thank you for serving us and protecting our country, making this the great country that we have today. And the reason that we're here today is the U.S. veterans. The reason we have all of our freedoms, Bill, is because of our veterans.
Absolutely,
right?
Absolutely. There's 24 million veterans in the United States. We here in the Valley have pretty close to 30,000 within our given region, and throughout the entire Valley we have over 150,000 veterans that function.
Men and women who proudly have served this country.
Absolutely.
What do you think, let me ask you, since all these current events now, we re-elected President Obama, is he a good commander-in-chief as far as the military is concerned? What's your opinion about that? My
opinion of this is, for the President of the United States, he is my commander-in-chief. If I'm in the military, he will be my commander-in-chief if I'm in the active military. And whatever he says goes, regardless whether it's good, bad, or indifferent. We will follow his orders until to the nth degree. That is what I think about the commander-in-chief.
Do you disagree with many of his policies?
Not to really get into the political part, yes. Okay. There's so many things that I disagree with.
But you still respect him as the commander. I respect him
as the commander-in-chief. And because I am a veterans advocate, I don't go either Democrat or Republic. I go right down the middle because I look at it this way. As a veteran, advocate, and I'm talking to you, and you get into political things, I look at it and say, okay, being a veterans advocate, I don't want to be associated to be able to go out here and say, I can do better as a Republican or I can do better as a Democrat. I wish.
Is it disrespectful to disagree with the president if you're in the military?
Absolutely.
It is. Why?
Absolutely. I think our freedom of speech allows us to do it, but to come down on the president, as I've heard people do, I think it's a disgrace. As a person of the United States of America, we should respect our given person, and that's the President of the United States, and we should respect him every day of the week, regardless of what his political issues are.
Iraq, Afghanistan, were they the right places for us to go into?
No.
Neither one.
Neither one of them.
Because?
All right, let's go back to the Bible. They've been having wars over there in Afghanistan, Iraq, and all those other countries since the given time of birth of Christ. And do you think that we can go over there and solve their problems? All we did is open up Pandora's box.
What would you like to see as far as improvements to the military right now, from what your vantage point is?
The vantage point right now is letting these veterans, or not the veterans, but the young soldiers that are getting out today, to have more information on what their benefits are with the VA. They're not getting this. I deal with...
Why? Why are they not getting the information?
Because they just don't. I can't answer that one. I can't answer that, but I know that
it's not as if the information is not available.
It's absolutely tons of it. But what's happening is that we got to understand the mindset of a guy that's come back from Afghanistan. He's been over there for 2 tours. He wants to go back tomorrow in his mind. But what happens is his mindset is, I want to go back home. I want to sit down with be family. He's not interested in his benefits. And that's usually the general consensus. I was at Fresno City College speaking here a while back, and that we had about maybe 80 veterans in the room. And I said, how many belong to the American Legion of the VFW? Not one hand went up. How many of you belong to the VA? 10 of them went up.
See,
it shows you.
That's wrong, because
That's wrong.
Lack of information given to them, or they're not seeking out the information like they should. Let's go to the video again and turn around and take a look at the parade as we, you got to talk in the mic there,
Right
Bill,
on.
but as we take a look from last year's parade, courtesy again of our friends at KC-24.
There's somebody coming up, you know?
Yeah, my daughter's in the parade. She's part of the Girl Scouts. There she is waving right there in the back. And I proudly walked alongside of her last year. She walked approximately 2 miles. I was so proud of her, and she does have some problems in walking, but we're not going to get into that. But she did a terrific job. I'm so proud of you, Angela, and of course I love her very much.
Oh, absolutely. And, you know, the thing about it is, we got in a controversy here a while back in reference to honoring the veterans. And the controversy was this, is that the United States Marines said on their vehicles they will not take children on the vehicles anymore. And I said, no, wait a minute. Who's honoring who? It's those children that could be the forebear of us veterans today to protect us.
We'll turn you around
Thank you
here
very
again,
much.
Bill. Yeah, no problem at all. Would you like to see any improvements to the parade?
I don't know what else we could do, okay? Here's where I'm setting at. Largest Veterans Day parade on the West Coast.
And how many thousands are going to be in the parade?
9,000.
Okay, in the parade.
In the parade. Line it up.
How many military people in the parade?
Oh, 1,500,
Okay.
maybe more.
That's
and
a
the
lot.
honoree this year is the United States Air Force. And of course, I'm the Grand Marshal this year.
Yeah.
So I think that's great. And but the thing about it is the 144th Fighter Wing out here. They have the biggest contingency of a military representation there, and it is really great. But as far as improvement, we're on the Pentagon channel. Now, what does that mean? That means you can go to your computer, you can go to the Pentagon channel on your local...
On your laptop.
Laptop, and you can pick this up on every ship at sea, 395 bases around the world, 2.6 million troops, and almost 17 million homes. Now that puts us in a pretty good category here in Fresno, having the largest Veterans Day parade on the West Coast, but having the largest televised parade in the world.
All right. Proud to have here in the studio today is Bill Dietzel, the Chief Master Sergeant, United States Air Force, as we honor our veterans this coming weekend, specifically this Sunday. Hey, go out to the parade. I don't think it's going to be raining, but do whatever you can to say thank you to all these veterans that put their lives on the line, be it men or women. They're both a part of our country and our military serving for us. We're back in just a moment.
Is taking care of laundry taking too much of your time? Have you become a missing mom? With a new fast, efficient washer and dryer from Ventura TV Video Appliance, you'll spend more of your day the way you want.
This Amana Super Capacity Washer Dryer Pair is now just $6.99, and this heavy-duty Maytag Super Capacity Washer Dryer Pair is only $8.99.
Don't spend your life on laundry. Upgrade today at Ventura TV Video Appliance and save.
And we are back here with Bill Dietzel, the Chief Master Sergeant, United States Air Force. And I want to put up some numbers up on the screen, Bill, that are kind of disturbing, but they are the military personnel, United States soldiers killed in war. And we can kind of look up at the monitor there and take a look at some of these from the various wars that have taken place over the course of time. There you have the Iraq War, Afghanistan, Vietnam, the Korean War, which you were in, and of course Vietnam as well, World War II, World War I, a lot of numbers that we're looking at there. Which one of these wars would you say was the most senseless of them all as we talk into the mic here, Bill?
Iraq and Afghanistan.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you kind of said that before.
Throw in Vietnam. That was a foobar to start with. So to me, that's the three that should have never happened. I mean, we came back from Vietnam and they spit on us, called baby killers and everything else. We make sure today that never happens again, nor do those words ever come out of anybody's mouth to these Iraq soldiers that come back limbless and laid up. So that's my opinion.
Yeah. Would you say that the Vietnam veterans were the least respected or the least appreciated of all the wars?
Absolutely.
Really?
Absolutely.
Yeah. We do have a phone call. I want to take this call and see who's on the line. Good morning. You're on Connect with Me with Bill Dietzel, our good friend here.
Yes, I remember I was hearing you guys talking about veterans and so forth and the VA benefits and so forth. And
got to turn it up, please.
I think one of the problems that our military armed forces has is that they're very... They take care of our soldiers when they're a part of the military, when they're a part of protecting our country. But once they become civilians, then they have that kind of like the sin of omission where people where soldiers become civilians, and to the military it's like, well, they're no longer any use to us. And so if you want to try and find benefits or whatever, then you have to go for it on your own rather than the military finding things for you.
Some parts I'll agree with, the other part I don't, is that once a soldier gets out, they have 120 days to register with the VA, get with the VA, a Veterans Center, get all their military orders into position. After that, that's when the struggle starts, and that's plenty of time for anybody getting out of the service to go to the VA, get signed up. Once you get in there and you see an officer over there, get yourself signed up. I'm telling you, it's just a due process. You might be able to go in there and have PTSD, and they declare you having it, and you get 100% disability, and that goes into your pocket every month to the tune of about $2,250. So many of the soldiers sitting out here said, and I call them twisted sisters because that's what we call them in Nam, and they won't do it. They'd rather lay on the couch at home, and I'm talking to you young Iraqis and Afghan soldiers that are back now that are veterans. Get off the couch, go find out what you have coming, and be part of the system out here.
Why are the soldiers that come back from military duty, whether it be Vietnam or Korea or Iraq or Afghanistan, why do some of those soldiers not do so well in society when they come back? What's the reason? What's the main reason?
Well, I think the primary reason is this. If you're a soldier in combat, you're carrying an M16 or SAW or whatever they happen to be going in combat with, that is your life. What do you have to do when you get out of the service? You don't have anything to do. You don't carry a 16 anymore or any kind of gun. You're not out here trained to shoot or kill people. So what do you do?
Well, why are they unsuccessful? Because they can't adjust, and if they can't adjust, why can't they adjust?
Well, I believe that when Congressman Denham got that bill passed that said that your training that in the military will be recognized in the civilian life was one of the greatest bills that was passed. Because I know when I got out of the service, I was an aircraft mechanic. That was my full thing, and flight engineer. Well, I'd have to go back full flight training again, everything, to be able to have that benefit.
But is it motivation? Are we not helping them enough? What is it specifically?
No, I think we're helping them. Everything. It's the motivation of the individual.
So they're not motivated when they come back here because it's a change of life.
It's a change of life. And they do it. If you've been asked to any guy that's come back out of Afghanistan, he's been home for 6 months, he'd just soon pack up and go back to Afghanistan.
Because
That's his camaraderie.
He feels they have nothing here.
Right.
There's
they
nothing
don't
for
feel
them.
They don't feel anything. I mean, you've been out there pounding on the ground and going through some of those hooches over there, man. It's deadly. It's dangerous, and they still carry that when they get back. It's not a good deal.
Yeah, so they thrive in that war environment, but not in this environment.
That's exactly right.
Yeah, it's amazing. Don't you find it amazing?
Oh, I do. I mean, I talked to a young man the other day that came in, and Bob McLaughlin, my running partner on advocacy, went down to the vet center, sat down with him, and this boy needs help bad because at the end of this month, if he don't find another place or get more benefits, voucher from the Veterans Department, he's going to be out on the street. He has him, his wife, and 4 children, which will bring us up to a point I'd like to talk about the Warriors Village that's coming up.
Mm-hmm. What are the kinds of things in the military that you'd like to see an improvement on? Would it be pay? How about pay?
Well, they're getting 5 times as much as I got. I look at today, I noticed the other day, I looked at it, and a colonel, a lieutenant colonel, is getting $112,000 a year. And you take this all the way, can come down to the ranks of a staff sergeant. I don't know what they're getting now, but I know it's never enough. I mean, you can't raise a family. When you're at home, you can actually go out and get food stamps and subsidy and everything like this on your military pay because it's below poverty rates.
So they the pay should be higher for military personnel.
Absolutely.
How much higher would you say?
Oh hell, I'd like to get them 100% higher. That's what I think it should be.
But you know what's going on in Washington with budget constraints. We're now on this fiscal cliff that they're all talking about. The president was talking about it just a little while ago about this cliff that we're on, and he's talking about cutting the military. What do you think of that?
I think it's all wrong. I mean, you got the world out here with their swords rattling it all over the place, saying, okay, we got a nuclear bomb. Hey, folks, they're not kidding. And any given day, they could step up and blow us from here to kingdom come.
What should we do about Iran and North Korea?
Right now, Iran, I'd leave it up to Israel.
You would?
They're going to take care of it.
What about North Korea?
North Korea is a big factor. The new
China?
leader,
What should we do about China?
Well, I think North Korea is the factor. He's got a young, unbeknown, don't know how to leadership, whatever his name is.
Who's the biggest threat to the U.S. right now? What country?
I would think that North Korea overall is.
More so than Iran?
They're bigger. They're more powerful.
Is China a threat to us?
Yes. They're all a threat to us every day of the week.
From a military standpoint or an economic standpoint, or both?
First of all, we owe China more money than we have. Secondary, they got a bigger military than we have, and we're thinking about cutting ours? No. Don't cut the military. That's one thing you better not cut, because take it in consideration. If somebody jumps up and goes down to San Diego and drops in a Mini down there and blows this San Diego up, who's going to come to order? We got all our veterans that know how to shoot guns.
Last
I'll guarantee
question,
that.
should we cut our nuclear arsenals?
No. I can leave things
Absolutely
alone.
not.
First
Absolutely
of all, when
not.
there is a threat, you don't cut your sources of protection. You just don't do it.
Yeah. Well, sadly, we're out of time. Bill Dietzel, Chief Master Sergeant, United States Air Force. It certainly was a pleasure to have you here today and to talk about all the issues and the parade coming up on Sunday. And good luck with the parade Sunday. And good luck. I hope you mend well.
Thank
and
you.
beat that cancer, will you?
Absolutely. Thank you very much, John.
All right. Well, that's going to do it for us today. Veterans Day is on Sunday. Make sure and honor those who served. And we're back on Monday with Dennis Hart of KMJ. Have a great weekend.